Similar to liveness probe, the readiness probe is used by the kubelet to check when the container is ready to start accepting traffic. So maybe when your application starts, maybe it has to bootstrap the database, and maybe it has to do few things before the application is ready to accept traffic. And this is when you can say, right, so I'm going to set a delay to accommodate for that. So let me go ahead and show you how to customize readiness probe. So inside of the customer deployment in here, what I'm going to do is the following. In here, after liveness probe, we have readiness and then probe. So this probe, you can see that it says, so here you can see that probe describes a health check to be performed against a container to determine whether it's alive or ready to receive traffic. So here I'm going to say readiness and then probe. And basically it's pretty much the same as the liveness probe. So let's just take all of this and then paste it here. And you see that no errors. Now, what I'm going to do is, so in most cases, these paths will be the same, but usually depending on how you want to basically tell Kubernetes when the container is ready, then you might have a different path. But for example, if you're using Spring Boot or some other frameworks, they already give you these paths that you can use. So here, I'm going to say, for example, initial delay here, I'm going to say 10 seconds. Maybe let's say that I need to basically apply some migrations, so database migrations, and they take, let's say, about 10 seconds to finish, and maybe other bootstrap, right? So 10 seconds, it's a long time really, but I just want to show you that we're going to have to wait for 10 seconds before the container is made ready. So here, I'm going to save this, and then the rest I've explained already: initial delay, timeout seconds, failure, period thresh, period in seconds, so on and so forth. Now let's go back to the terminal. And in here, let me just cancel out of this, and I'm going to apply the customer deployment. And then immediately I'm going to watch. So get pod watch and have a look. So in here, so you can see that it's running. So customer is running, but have a look. It's not ready. So 0 out of 1. And again here, have a look, 0 out of 1. And we told it 10 seconds. So that's when it's going to be ready. And there we go. You can see that precisely 10 seconds. Have a look. So now it's running. So from the time that it was pending, you can see that it took about 10 seconds. So 1 out of 1 in here. And before you can see that it was 0 out of 1, right? So the same with this guy right here. So it was 0 out of 1. And then if you look carefully in here, so in here, after 10 seconds, so 3 seconds here and then 13 seconds, the difference is 10 seconds as we told it, and it became ready. So you see that this is how you basically define the readiness probe. So here, let me just say get pods again, and you can see that everything is healthy. So there you have it. This is how you define the readiness probe. So these values are pretty much almost the same as the liveness probe, but you should always define the liveness and readiness probe. Otherwise, Kubernetes will use the default process check to check whether your application is healthy. And we know that's not always the case. If you have any questions on this section, go ahead and drop me a message. Otherwise, let's move on.